That's right, let him hear ya. '25 fan favorite driver of the year, an Australia Tour veteran from Orlando, Florida, Barry Moosauer, Black Panther.
He's your two-time World Finals champion and his third year straight competing here in Australia. Let's hear it for Blake Granger, El Toro Loco.
'25 Rising Star of the Year, his third year straight competing right here in Australia from Ramona, California, Brendan Arthur, JCB Digatron.
It's her first time back in Australia since 2019. She's also the 2019 High Jump World Finals champion, Cynthia Gauthier Thor.
The 2015 World Finals Freestyle champion, his first time competing in Australia. From Hagerstown, Maryland, it's Michael Vaughters Jr., the Amazing Spider-Man.
He's a five-time World Finals champion. First time back in Australia since 2017. Let's hear it for Adam Anderson, Grave Digger.
And they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found.
The 2024 Rising Star of the Year, her first time competing in Australia, from Christmas, Florida, Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash.
His second year competing straight here in Australia. 2019 Arena Freestyle of the Year award winner, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Oaks, Iron Man.
He's a five-time World Finals champion. His first time in Australia since 2015. From Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, it's Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Gold Coast, let's hear it for your superstars, the Monster Jam.
Welcome to the greatest show on dirt. Tonight, the best drivers in the world
and the greatest fans in the world unite.
With one goal, to win the championship. Champions don't give up.
Champions don't back down.
Because of you, Monster Jam is as big as it gets.
And we're about to take you on the ride of your life.
So I have one question.
Are you ready for Monster Jam?
You say damn, monster, monster. Yeah, when I say monster, you say damn, monster, monster. Let's ride, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. Let's go, this is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's running through your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You're waiting, now you made it to the greatest show on earth. It's the Monster Jam, jam, jam.
Gold Coast, this is Monster Jam!
We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. They say that I'm reckless because I'm relentless. They spit on my face and crush on my name and taking my life in vengeance. Yeah, you could try and blame us and try and take what's sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. A fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is gone mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is gone mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world.
All right, Monster Jam fans, if you see those tarps surrounding the stadium right there, they have the Monster Jam and all of the JCB BKT on them and Spin Master. Well, notice for your safety, those are our safety holds. If there's any fans inside of those areas or you have items, anything on those, we cannot continue the show. And that's the issue that we had right there. So if you can do us a favor, make those clear. With that said, who's ready for Monster Jam?
No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness.
Australia, this is JCB Racing. 10 drivers have been randomly seeded into the bracket, but first up, 8 trucks go head-to-head. 2 winners coming out of round 1, but only 1 truck can make it to the final round. Let me hear you if you guys are ready for some Monster Jam.
Well, I can feel the energy all the way up here in the booth. I'm hanging out, but before we get into this thing one more time, we're just getting them set out there on the track. Let's take a look at the JCB Racing competition bracket. Your first matchup here in round 1 is Black Panther and El Toro Loco. Your next matchup will be the Amazing Spider-Man taking on Megalodon, but you may have noticed we haven't seen Megalodon yet. Lindsay, do we have any update on Megalodon?
Yeah, Ray, I'm going to do my best to go back in the pits and get some action there. But what I've been told is that it's just a quick transmission change on Megalodon. You might think a transmission sounds like something that's a big deal, but for our technicians, they can get it done in under 25 minutes. So Megalodon will be back for action, but will probably miss racing.
Well, we appreciate the update there. We'll keep you updated with Megalodon, but let's go ahead and get into our first matchup of round 1. What do you say? He's been to Australia 9 times, a true Australia Tour veteran, coming all the way from Orlando, Florida. Let him hear ya. It's Barry Moosauer, Black Panther. His 3rd year straight competing in Australia, a 2-time World Finals champion and the reigning freestyle champion. It's Blake Granger, El Toro Loco. And one more time, once again, I know we mentioned it, but those safety holds in place around the stadium, that is the tarp that covers the stadium and seats, that is for your protection. We keep having to stop because we have people walking into the VOMs and into those areas while the show is going on. So during the event, if you see the trucks moving, we ask that you do not go into those VOMs or we are not able to run the competitions. That is for your safety. So if you see someone walking down or anybody in that area while it's happening, please let them know so we can have this running nice and smooth. All right, the buildup has been there. We've been out here for 3 weeks, and this is how we finish it off. We started in Melbourne, made our way to Sydney, and then flew on over here to the Gold Coast. Saving the best for last, maybe. So here we go, 2 events on a Saturday. Let's kick it off with your first one, because we're getting them set at the line. Black Panther and El Toro Loco. Barry Moosauer facing off against Blake Granger. And it's just making us wait for these competitions, just building up the drama. Getting them set at the line. Let's go green. And your winner, Blake Granger, El Toro Loco, taking out Barry Moosauer. Blake Granger gets the victory, moves on to round 2 of JCB Racing. You'll see that he'll face off against Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. First matchup down. All right, so as we said, we had the amazing Spider-Man out there. That is Michael Vaughters Jr., but I see a special guest joining us out there, Lindsay. Who do we got?
There we've got Charlie Pocken in a Megalodon. Impeccable time back here out on the track.
That's right. Lindsay was telling you they were working on a quick transmission swap that happened there during Monster Jam trackside, and he makes his way. So let's go and see your second matchup right here in Racing Round 1, presented by JCB. So you saw there during that first matchup that Blake Ranger, El Toro Loco got a start, and Barry Moosauer, Black Panther stayed still. Lindsay, what's going on with the racing lights in here? I heard it's a bit different.
Yeah, Ray, so it did look more complicated than it truly is here at Monster Jam, but what they're going to do is they're just going to move the staging lights to the video boards. So you guys will see right there on the bottom, you see that red strip. That is exactly what our drivers will be taking a look at as well, are those staging lights. So it's a little bit difficult to see in the sunlight, but you guys can see it all together on the video boards.
His first time competing in Australia. Began competing in 2014 and making his return to Monster Jam this year, Michael Vaughters Jr., the amazing Spider-Man. And we gotta hype this man up because this is the first time you're seeing him right here. He's been competing since 1987. The 2010 World Finals Freestyle champion and Australia Tour veteran, Charlie Pocken, Megalodon. Please remember, once again, you cannot go down to the bombs during the middle of the competition. Be sure that you're making and checking with security before you make your way down. I see some people there at Section 23 making their way down right now. We cannot continue the competitions until that is clear. If you want to be a friend, you see somebody walking down, just tell them to hold on a second. We'll get it down there after the trucks race. It is for your safety and protection. Charlie Pocken emerging from the back, a transmission swap, and he moves to the line first. Michael Vaughters Jr., the amazing Spider-Man, making his return to Monster Jam, seeing if he's able to fire up and get set at the line. He does fire up, so we're going to go ahead and get him staged and get this JCB race going. Who is moving on? Michael Vaughters Jr. or Charlie Pocken? They are set. Let's go green. And your winner, Michael Vaughters Jr., the amazing Spider-Man, takes out Charlie Pocken, eliminated in round 1, and the amazing Spider moves on to round 2. And there you see on the JCB Racing Competition bracket, round 2 is set. The amazing Spider-Man moving on to face off against Tony Oak's Iron Man. And El Toro Loco Blake Ranger will be facing off against Cynthia Gauthier Thor in round 2 of JCB Racing.
This is round 2 of JCB Racing. Our fastest 2 winners from round 1. They've made it to this second round. They're going to be competing against the 8 drivers who had that automatic buy-in. But hey, I need to hear you. You ready for more JCB Racing Australia?
Her first time in Australia since 2019. From Quebec, Canada, it's Cynthia Gauthier Thor. She's facing off against Blake Ranger, El Toro Loco. Blake Ranger having the experience now on the track. You saw him in round 1 taking out Black Panther. Now he's up against another Avenger. Another Marvel Avenger standing in his way. Who gets the best this time, El Toro Loco or Thor? They are set at the line. Here we go. And your winner, Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. Cynthia Gauthier gets the victory, and you may be saying, well, I saw El Toro Loco cross the line first. Well, on the straightaway there, we might be able to get it on the replay. El Toro Loco went off of the racing path. He is disqualified, and Cynthia Gauthier, Thor, moves on to the semifinals. First time in Australia since 2017, it's Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. His third year in a row competing here in Australia, Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron. Continuing down the road here in the semifinals, you got Brandon and Adam meeting up. Who's moving on? Let's go green! And your winner, Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron. He's moving on to the semifinals. He eliminates Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. And so your first half of the bracket there in the semifinals are set. We'll take a look at that here shortly. All right, so your next matchup in the semifinals will be Thor and JCB Digatron going head-to-head. Now, you may be saying, why did Thor move on? It looked like El Toro Loco crossed before. Well, there was a disqualification from El Toro Loco. He actually drove outside of the racing path, and that led to a disqualification. A little bit of a shakeup there, Lindsay.
It certainly is. That's not something you typically see with Blake Granger in El Toro Loco, but earlier during trackside, if you caught when we were talking about it during racing preview, that specific side is a little bit tighter. The drivers are telling me that when they're coming around that pod, that they're really having to be careful to square off and almost do a 90-degree angle. Yesterday in practice, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger told me that even he had a little bit of an absolute time through that last corner. So when you see that happening to some of your very best racers, you know that's something that they're going to have to take into consideration. Like I said, unusual for El Toro Loco, but hopefully we won't see it again.
Well, I appreciate that update, and also something to keep in mind as we've gone to different parts here in Australia, the dirt has been different. This is all locally sourced, so we're going to see if that also plays out through the rest of the competition. They're competing not only against each other, but also competing against the track conditions out here. All right, and once again, please remember, we see some of you moving down there. We took a little break there. Once the competition starts, you cannot move down in the VOMs, as we cannot continue the races or events during the competitions. That is for your safety. So if you're moving down during the events, that is for your safety. Still getting a few people moving down there, which is fine. Getting back to the action on the track, the 2019 Arena Freestyle of the Year award winner. It's Tony Oaks, Iron Man. Competing against Michael Vaughters Jr., the Amazing Spider-Man. Now, this is a competition that I am looking forward to right here because Tony Oaks, Ironman, was unable to compete in practice yesterday, did not have a run. So this is going to be the first time that he's being able to test out this track. And he goes against Michael Vaughters Jr., who you just saw race in round one. So does Michael have a leg up in this competition since he had a practice run yesterday and already a run you just saw in round one? We'll find out. Iron Man is set. The Amazing Spider-Man is set. Here we go. And your winner, Tony Oaks, Iron Man. He'll be moving on to the semifinals. He says, I don't need no practice. We're talking about practice. He's able to get the victory over the Amazing Spider-Man, and he moves on to the semifinals. We'll find out who he will be competing against right after this. Her first time competing in Australia, it's Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. His first time in Australia since 2015. Give it up for Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger. Sparkle Smash, Jamie Sullivan has a few competition victories out here in Australia, making her debut. Ryan's kind of been struggling. Does that continue? Let's find out. And your winner, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, eliminates Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash, and he's moving on to the semifinals, where he'll be facing off against Tony Oaks, Iron Man.
Oh man, we're in the semifinals of JCB Racing. Our fastest four drivers have made it to this round, but only two can make it to the final round. You ready for more JCB Racing Australia?
That's right, it's the semifinals going head to head. You have Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. She'll be facing off against Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron. Another fun matchup to watch out right here. Brandon Arthur was unable to compete in Melbourne. Came back the following week in Sydney and had to do it on extremely short notice after travel. So after a well-rested weekend, is he locked in? Or does Cynthia get the win? Here we go! And your winner, Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. She's moving on to the JCB Racing Finals. We saw her take the competition victory last week Or she's in the first week there in Melbourne. Does she have another victory in her? We'll find out, but she is set there in the finals, taking out JCB Digatron. And for your next matchup, Tony Oaks, Iron Man, facing off against Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Tony Oaks and Ryan, veteran drivers here. Tony Oaks been competing since 2016, Ryan since 2010. Now, son of a digger did have the highest winning percentage out of any series. Can he make it to the finals? Here we go. And your winner, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. He's moving on to the JCB Racing Finals, eliminating Tony Oaks, Iron Man. And your final matchup is set. Cynthia Gauthier, Thor, facing off against Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Take a look here at the JCB Racing competition bracket, because it has been a crazy start here with a bunch of starts and stops and a whole lot of drama. Look at Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. Now, Blake Ranger, El Toro Loco, as you remember, he took out Barry Musa with Black Panther, faces off against Cynthia Gauthier, Thor, in that second matchup. Disqualified for running outside of the racing parameters, and she moves on to the semifinals. Well, she got the victory over JCB Digatron, and she has now made her way to the finals. She does have one racing competition victory so far here in Australia, seeing if she can do it once again. Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, did have the automatic bye. In round two, he faces off against Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash, says get out of the way, faces off against Tony Oaks, Iron Man, wins that one, and now he is going here into the finals to face off against Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. Final matchups are set. It will be taking place here shortly. Right here in Gold Coast, we're going to crown our first competition winner. Monster Jam tracks are built by JCB. Dig deeper, lift higher, move more with the official heavy equipment partner, Monster Jam. It's JCB. We would like to thank Hart's Haulage for all the years of dedicated service and efficient dirt trucking for our Monster Jam events. For all your bulk, sand, and aggregate needs, look them up on Facebook and Instagram. Infrabuild Recycling, specialists in scrap metal, building futures through sustainable steel. Infrabuild Recycling delivers tailored metal recycling solutions for a wide range of scrap metal generators, including household, local governments, mining operations, demolition projects, industrial businesses, automotive recyclers, and waste companies. With 22 branches nationwide, we make recycling easy. Contact us on 13 Metal.
Australia, this is the final round of JCB Racing. Who's ready to meet your final pretenders?
First time in Australia since 2019. She took a racing victory in Melbourne. Seeing if she can do it once again. Finishing off here in the Gold Coast from Quebec, Canada, Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. The 5-time World Finals champion from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, had the highest winning racing percentage at 89% on the season. Looking for his first racing victory in Australia, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Only one can win. They had different paths to get here, but here they are. Let's go green! Super close competition, no way. Watching it all the way around, and they looked neck and neck. Ryan Anderson added a little bit of style points at the end. Trying to see if we can get this on the replay for y'all to watch. Who was able to cross the line? It looked exactly at the same time to me. We do have our team taking a look at it in the booth. There is the replay. And your winner, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, gets the victory by a hair. Was able to get that one. Took just a bit to get through that competition, but it was well worth it for that last competition, our closest race so far of the afternoon, and maybe the closest one here in Australia. Came down to the very stretch there, but Ryan Anderson gets his competition victory. And if you make some noise, we might be able to get him out of the truck. What do you say? Let him hear ya. Lindsay, I see you standing by with Ryan down there on the track, so let's go ahead and catch up as he claims the first 10 points of the afternoon.
Ryan, congratulations. Those were some of the cleanest passes I have ever seen out of you. I don't know if you heard Ray talking you up, of course, coming off of a season where you had the best racing percentage over the entire fleet on every series. You just showed us how it happened. How did this happen here today?
Man, I'm just excited to be here. The dirt is awesome. The conditions are great. It's hot. You guys are going through the weather just like we are. These trucks are running hot. My main man right here, Bryce, he's the big reason why. He is my eye in the sky. He's watching the track conditions. He's watching all the other competitors. He's letting me know of every single drop of dirt on this track, what it needs and what I got to do it. But he knows just as well as I do, these are warm-up rounds. We didn't travel all the way around the world just for racing. Skills competition is next. We're ready to rip it up tonight. Tonight is going to be wild, Gold Coast. Who's ready for some more Monster Jam action tonight?
Give it up one more time for your JCB Racing winner, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger.
As I said, it took us a little bit of time to get through that competition, but it was well worth it for that ending. Let's go ahead and see how this shakes out here on the BKT overall event leaderboard. Take a look at the screen here as Ryan Anderson gets the victory. He is now the driver to beat, claiming the first 10 points. Cynthia Gauthier with another strong start. She has 9 points there on the board, and that is a great way to bounce back after a little bit of a lackluster run there in Sydney, and she looks locked in today to get to the top of that leaderboard. They're battling it out. Tied there at the third spot, you have Iron Man and JCB Digatron, 7 points each, and then it works that way for the rest of the competition. Tied at the fifth spot, El Toro Loco, your Gravedigger, Sparkle Smash, the Amazing Spider-Man, each with 5 points, and then Bari Musauer, Black Panther, and Charlie Pocken, Megalodon in the 9th place spot with 3 points each. A big run there for Charlie, even though he is currently in 9th. Him getting points does help him for the rest of this competition, giving himself a chance. Now, your next competition coming up is the Kmart Skills Competition. Drivers have up to 2 attempts to complete 1 skill move or 1 attempt to do a donut. And you will score for us at judgeszone.com. That is coming up next, right here at Monster Jam. All your favorite Monster Jam trucks can be taken home with you thanks to the only authentic line of Monster Jam toys brought to you by Spin Master. Bring all the action home with toys including Mini Scorpion playset, the Supercharged Speedway playset, and assorted sizes of authentic to scale Monster Jam die-cast trucks. Crush it, crash it, jam it, Monster Jam. Shop Monster Jam toys at Kmart.
Guys, we're going to shout out the answer if you think you know it, okay? We're just going to play a little trivia game. Cool? It's the whole family, right? Okay. I got you. Monster Jam fans, it's time for us to have a little bit of fun in the stands. I want to get some Monster Jam fans on the big screen. We're going to play with this family some Monster Jam trivia. So let's see who we have on the big board.
Hey Monster Jam fans, this is Adam Anderson here. Are you ready for some Monster Jam trivia? What are the Monster Jam truck bodies made of? Is it A, steel, B, wood, C, toothpaste, or D, fiberglass? If you know the answer, shout it out.
Okay, help them out here. Shout it out if you think you know the right answer. Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. What do you think, Mom?
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass. Let's see if she's right, y'all. Yeah.
Indeed, you got it. Now, back to more Monster Jam.
Oh yeah, a round of applause for our Monster Jam fans for that Monster Jam trivia.
In between competitions, our UNOH technicians and our crew chiefs are taking a look at the Monster Jam trucks. You might have saw them on the very back fueling those trucks. If you look there at Black Panther, you're going to see a fuel cell. That's that white centerpiece. If we can go ahead and get zoomed in, there's a fuel cell, of course, on the back end of every single Monster Jam truck. It holds 26 gallons of methanol fuel. You heard that correctly. We are not run on gasoline, but methanol fuel. And so you saw our technicians working together to make sure that they were able to fill up all 26 gallons there to make sure that they are set for the skills competition. A quick and easy fix, and of course our technicians do communicate with our monster truck drivers, making sure that they are comfortable and feeling good in their trucks. Of course, making sure that everything is safe and good to go.
Well, congratulations to Ryan Anderson claiming the first 10 points, but it's time for a second competition. That is the Kmart Skills Challenge. Drivers have 2 attempts to pull off one move out there on the track, or they have 1 attempt to do a donut. What you're about to see are the most technical moves in the sports. I'm talking about stoppies, poppers, wheelies, bicycles, moonwalks, and more. And the scoring is up to you. So, Jabari, how did they do that, man?
Oh, it's super easy. You know what, Ray? Everybody take out your cell phones and go to your browsers. Head to judgeszone.com. judgeszone.com. We also have the QR code. You can scan that. That will take you to judgeszone.com as well. Now, your city code is GOL. GOL. All right, scan the QR code. Your city code, GOL. Now, this is where all the magic happens. Either myself or Ray will let you know when scoring is open. You guys will have 20 seconds to slide that BKT tire into the green to score the highest, or down into the red to score low. 20 seconds is all it takes. You guys ready for more Monster Jam Australia? Let's get it.
Getting us started in your second competition, Barry Moosauer, Black Panther. Oh, I'm hyped up to see what he's going to do right here with 2 attempts for 1 move. Does he go for the donuts, or does he switch it up on us? Let's find out. Still has one attempt remaining to pull off this maneuver. Thought he might have gone for the donuts, but try to hit you with a forward momentum popper or nose wheelie here coming off of the obstacle. Let's see what Bari does this time around. Can he pull it off?
Let's hear it for Bari Musauer, Black Panther. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. 20 seconds, let's lock in those scores.
That's right, use that code GOL. Now Bari Musauer there on the second attempt, able to get into that popper coming off of the obstacle and held it nice and steady. Curious to see how this is going to come out for the expert score since he didn't pull it on the first attempt. Scores are locked, and that score coming on the board, a 7.439. Solid score there to start us off in the Kmart skills competition. Black Panther is the driver to beat with the 7.439. Put those fins together for Charlie Pocket, Megalodon.
Let's hear it for Charlie Pocket, everybody. Megalodon. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. City code GOL. Locking those scores.
Charlie Pocket, Megalodon goes for a sky wheelie. I thought he might have been attempting a slap wheelie there where he would have bounced back onto the BKT tires and moved forward. Said just gets the height there. So seeing if that is enough to take out the top spot. Score to beat is at 7.439, and the score for Charlie Pocket Megalodon is 4.164. Huge discrepancy there between the expert score and the fan score. That was a 4-point difference. Charlie's currently in second place. Bari Musauer, Black Panther, hangs on. Coming up next, Blake Ranger, El Toro Loco.
Blake Granger, everybody. El Toro Loco. Scoring is open. 20 seconds. Log in those scores.
That bull is crazy. El Toro Loco pulling off that move. You see there coming in from the popper coming off of the ramp. But then on this moonwalk combination, just gets a little dicey. Thought he might have had a rollover, but is able to hold it. You see there on the replay, he hasn't gone to the moonwalk yet. And he's going to throw it backwards over that ramp and is able to stay on all 4 BKT tires. Scores are coming in, still tabulating. There's that moonwalk, and look at that save. Beautiful. Coming on the side of the BKT tires. Scores are locked. Score to beat 7.439. And the score for Blake Granger, El Toro Loco, is... Yes, sir, 8.255. He is the driver to beat moving forward in this competition.
And of course, we have so much more action yet to come here in the skills competition. But right now, I am joined by Cody. He's your crew chief of Megalodon. And already before the event started here today, you were hard at work, back behind the scenes. Talk to us through what it meant for you guys to change out that transmission that quickly.
It meant everything to me and the guys in the back to make sure that Charlie made racing. It means everything to us to make sure that every truck comes out to compete for everybody.
And of course, you know, when each truck is coming out, trying to get performance ready, it's so important for you to be able to get those trucks out, but it's important to be able to work as a team. Why is that so important specifically for you guys, especially on a 3-week run?
It's so important to work as a team, mainly for efficiency. Everybody knows where their position is and where they can fit in. Everything goes faster when everybody's in a... It kind of is like a dance. Everybody knows what's going on and how we can improve and do everything better. But when everybody's in unison, it makes everything go quickly.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on making it for JCB Racing. Macho Jam fans, make some noise for Cody and our UNOH technicians.
Monster Jam fans, I am here with some very shy fans right now, and but we're having a great time. That's all that matters, right? We're having fun here in the Gold Coast, but right now it's time to play another game. Name that truck, and that is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and put it up and see what we got. Pay attention to the Monster Jam video board. Help them out. You just got to name the truck, okay? Well, not yet. You got to hold on. There's some purple, green in there.
Gravedigger.
One more time, a little bit louder.
Gravedigger.
He says Gravedigger. Is he right? Woo! Gravedigger is the right answer, and that's what we call Name That Truck.
Let's go ahead and take a look here. We've seen 3 drivers so far, the Kmart skills competition. Blake Granger, El Toro Loco with a great moonwalk save combination, 8.255. Barry Musauer, Black Panther, 7.439. And then the huge gap in the point differential between the fan scoring and the expert scoring, the 4.164 for Sky Willie. And that hurts Charlie Pocket Megalodon. He's currently in 3rd place. You know, Lindsay, I know that we've had a whole lot of drama going on behind the scenes. Anything that we have going on right now with these trucks, and how are they looking?
Nothing crazy, Ray, and I hope that I don't jinx it by saying that right now we are all good to go. Every single truck is in tip-top shape and ready for performance action.
All right, well, we'll see. Once again, please, as a reminder, we do have those safety holds and bombs around the stadium. We have certain times when we do let you walk down there, which is one of those times we take a break. So we appreciate all of y'all's patience. I hope you say all of y'all out here. Appreciate your patience right there as we clear the house and get everybody down there safety. We cannot run the event while people are moving up and down those bombs, but it looks like we are clear, getting back to the action. So let's get ready for some more Monster Jam. Coming up next, the black and green wrecking machine, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger.
Adam Anderson, everybody. Gravedigger. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. Locking those scores now.
Oh, yeah, we're out here in Australia, so why not hit him with a bit of a cyclone? That is that move right there, getting off of those tires, bouncing back and forth. A beautiful donut there. He does get one attempt at it, but he held it steady. You see there on the replay, he barely moved. His tires locked into the dirt. The BKT tires holding steady, getting some spins. The score to beat at 8.255, and the score for Gravedigger is taking the lead at 8.612. Gravedigger is the driver to beat moving forward in this competition. He has the top spot. Coming up next, been competing since 2014, it's Michael Vaughters Jr., the Amazing Spider-Man.
Let's hear it for Michael Vaughters Jr. in The Amazing Spider-Man. Scoring is open, 20 seconds. Lock in those scores.
Michael Vaughters Jr. getting on those front two BKT tires, and I have to say, he's been impressing me out here in Australia. Did struggle a bit in the first week there in Melbourne as he's figuring out this truck, but as the weeks have continued, I mean, he just seems so comfortable pulling off a very technical move, holding it steady. That was textbook, or quintessential, as I should say. What will the score be? Scores are coming in, and it is a 5.846, and this time a flip-flop. Fan score lower than the expert score. He's currently fourth place in the competition. Gravedigger still on top. But coming up next, as I said, her first time competing in Australia, Christmas, Florida in the house. It's Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. All right, curious as to what Jamie's doing right here. Seemed like she was going to set up off of the ramp. And I just got word that she's broken. She will not get an attempt out there. I thought she might have been switching it. I thought she might have switched it to the other side of the stadium, but seems like she was broken. You see Jamie, she's giving you the hand signal. If you take a look at the Monster Jam truck, that's a sign for breakage right there. Unfortunately, unable to pull off a maneuver. And she will not get a score in this competition. So, of course, hurting her chances there at a BKT overall event championship. And I know that's not what she wanted to happen here, but unfortunately, she's at the mercy of those trucks, experiences breakage, and unable to compete in this competition. Once again, the VOMs open up, and you see people moving up and down. You know, Javar, I keep saying VOMs. That is VOMs with a V or safety holds or the holds going around the stadium. Are you out there to show them what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, Ray. So, guys, this is an example of what we're talking about when we say safety holds. It's these black tarps that you see right here behind me. You cannot put any body parts on them or put any of your merch or purses or none of that stuff on here. Otherwise, we would have to completely stop the show and wait for you guys to clear them. So make sure you keep all body parts off of the safety holds. That includes your pinky toe. All that's included, even if it's just one pinky toe. You can't can't have it on here. So make sure you guys stay clear of these black safety holds so we can keep this show or this event running smoothly.
Appreciate the Jabari. Yes, they go away. They go all around the stadium, I should say. So that is for your safety. The people there will let you know when those are open. Thank you once again for your patience as you still have people moving. Lindsay, I'm not sure what exactly happened there. Do you have any eyes on what happened with Jamie during that run?
It looks like it may have been a steering issue, Ray, and down here in crew seating, I was hearing her crew chiefs trying to tell her to do donuts. I don't know if there was a specific reason she was unable to do so, but I'm going to try to check in with her and try to figure out exactly what was going on with that Monster Jam truck. One thing's for sure, Jamie Sullivan knows this machinery. She is a former crew chief and has worked on these trucks herself, so she knew exactly what she was capable of here today. She knew she was broken. She communicated that, and now she's back in the back so they can check it out.
And unfortunately, that was a bad break there for Jamie. She's really impressed me out here, Lindsay. I know that you've been telling me about her abilities all year. This has been my first time being able to compete with her. What do you think Jamie's best abilities are, or strong suit is out there on the track?
I think one of the most amazing things I've been able to see her do specifically here in our Australia's tour is definitely the skills competition. You can see right here on the video board, moonwalks, that very last one. She's been doing a lot of moonwalks, and I just think she does a fantastic job when it comes to that, really balancing those two 650-pound BKT tires on those front two tires. And, that's something that we're going to be able to see in freestyle as well. Of course, here on the Australia tour, she has a skills win, and she has a freestyle win, and of course an overall as well.
All right, well, you go from the youngest driver, Jamie Sullivan, to the second youngest driver in the series, and I think he has something to say. Take a look at the video board.
This is Brandon Arthur, and let's go dig up the skills competition.
Let's hear it for Brandon Arthur, JCP Tigatron. Scoring is open 20 seconds. Lock in those scores now.
Great move there. The popper on the center of the pod, or excuse me, the center of the ramp, I should say. That's Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron, looking a bit like Tristan England, pulling off these skills moves out there on the track. That is probably Tristan England's strongest suit for sure. He's the other driver for JCB Digatron. Brandon Arthur says, move on over. Let me show you how it's done as well. Score to beat 8.612. And the score for JCB Digatron is close, but not enough. 8.399. Good enough for second place in this competition as Brandon Arthur looks on. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, still the driver to beat, but getting back to the action. Tony Oaks, Iron Man.
Let's hear for Tony Oaks, Iron Man. 20 seconds on the clock. Lock in those scores now.
Tony Oaks, a beautiful nose wheelie, and then a moonwalk. going back across the ramp. So kind of the same maneuver we saw Blake Granger do with El Toro Loco, who's currently third in this competition. Tony Oaks just pulling it off as well. So will that get him to the top of the leaderboard? Let's find out. Score coming in for Ironman is taking the lead. Tony Oaks Ironman. 8.995, taking out the score of 8.612. And Ironman is now the driver to beat, getting the lead. And Tony looking for his first competition victory out here. But getting back to your next Marvel truck. Cynthia Gauthier, Thor.
Let's hear for Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. Scoring is open, lock in those scores now.
Cynthia Gauthier switching it up with a bicycle maneuver. Now, she was able to pull it off on the first attempt. Probably didn't get the distance that she wanted on that attempt, but a bicycle essentially hitting the side of the ramp and getting on the side of the BKT tires. So something we haven't seen yet here today. How will that play out with you, the fans, and the expert score? Tony Oaks is hanging on to the lead, and the score for Thor is 6th place, 6.479. Tony Oaks Ironman still hanging on, but we got more competitors remaining. Coming up next, you saw him take the JCB Racing Competition victory. Does he go back-to-back? Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. You just saw the bicycle there from Thor, and it looks like Ryan might be trying it as well. Can he do it? Here he goes. So just kidding. Moving the dirt here out of the way, trying to get that ramp perfectly for this move.
Let's hear for Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Scoring is open, 20 seconds. Lock in those scores now.
All right, this makes it interesting. Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, does get more distance on this bicycle maneuver, but it looked like he was trying to throw it into a combination to get on the front two BKT tires. So the combo, I think, is what he was shooting for, but still able to pull off a bicycle. How does this play out? The final competitor in this competition scored a beat at 8.995. And the score for Son of a Digger is not enough, which means that your winner in the Kmart Skills Competition, getting his first competition win here in Australia. Give it up for Tony Oaks, Iron Man. And look at that Gold Coast. You got Iron Man right out there on the track, pumping his fist. Tony Oaks getting the victory. And you know, Tony Oaks, call him Tony Stark if you like. He was a true Iron Man out there pulling off that maneuver. And I see Lindsay standing by, so let's go ahead and talk to my friend Tony Oaks out there.
Thanks, Ray. Tony, congratulations. This track has been really tricky here this weekend. Of course, we were able to practice yesterday, but it has changed tremendously. But here you have it, grabbing a victory, 10 points towards an overall event championship. How did you do it here today? Was that what you had planned?
You're right, it's a challenge. It's some real dusty stuff. The real dry slick on the top, and then when they put the water down, it's just as slick. I saw the guys having a little bit of trouble sliding out down there on this corner. I thought maybe this was the best option up here. Got a little crooked off that trip up. I knew, you know what, my combo move wasn't going to work. We got to climb this thing up and over, and that's what we did.
Well, it was certainly spectacular. It didn't matter what I thought, though. Of course, these fans loved it so much. Now you get to put it all together for a freestyle run. You are coming out first, I believe. How much, or how exciting is that? But how much more does it matter when it comes to technical ability to show these fans?
Really, no, it's a bad hand that's dealt when you have to come out first. You know, historically, whoever comes out first, even though they lay down a crazy run, can score lower because, you know, everybody hasn't gotten the groove yet on scoring on their phones. So it's up to you guys out there to score all of us fairly on your phones at judgeszone.com. But you know what? Everybody come here for freestyle. But next, we've got those wild, we've got those crazy, the clinically insane freestyle motocross riders. Australia, hold on to your butts, because it's about to get hot.
We've reached the pinnacle of today's event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle.
What a save by Tony Oaks, Ironman. Halfway through this run, 40 seconds on the clock. Can he refire? Is he done? Was there breakage on that save? Waiting to get official word, but I think he's getting out of the truck. Scoring is open. Judgeszone.com. Use code GOL and put those hands together. Ironman Tony Oaks. Are you kidding me? Take a look here at the replay. I thought he was going over, man, overboard. He says, hold on, I am Iron Man. Was able to save it right there. Looking like a superhero. The score for Tony Oaks, Iron Man, is... Yeah, give him that score, 8.301, a fantastic save. Does leave time on the clock, plays a factor for the expert score, but he is the driver to beat. Moving forward in this competition, 8.301, Iron Man. Coming up next, he has to hold off the 2015 World Finals Freestyle Champion, a Monster Jam veteran, Michael Vaughters Jr., the Amazing Spider-Man. Sends it on the first move. No score. Take a look at this. Take a look at his right BKT tire. Broken front tire rod. You saw it when he landed, and unfortunately, he does not qualify for a score. He was trying to go big on that maneuver, and it comes back to bite him. Unable to qualify for a score. He will see if he can fire up to move off the track, but you saw there on the replay, he's causing damage. Take a look there on the track. Those are our safety crew, technicians, Monster Jam officials keeping us safe, keeping us going. They're communicating with them via headset and hand signal to fire on up. So you're saying, why doesn't he qualify for a score? Well, take a look at the video board. They must complete at least 30 seconds of their 90-second run to qualify for a score. So they must complete 30 seconds. So it's a game of chance out here. Do you risk it with a big move like that? He launched it with a moonshot. Unfortunately, that's what can happen. You can get breakage and your run is done, or do you save it for later on? So keep that in mind when you're locking in those scores for your drivers out there on the track. We're looking for those wow factors, technical moves, combinations. JudgesZone.com. So you saw Iron Man. You see the amazing Spider-Man. But now it's time for the Goddess of Thunder. Coming all the way from Quebec, Canada. Her first time in Australia since 2019. Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. Slap Willie there from Cynthia Gauthier. Thor, 30 seconds on the clock. "20 seconds remaining. Cynthia trying to get in some big maneuvers here. You see her firing across the stadium floor, and she might slow it down. 10 seconds on the clock, and I think she's lining it up for the backflip.
Let's hear it for Cynthia Gauthier. Lucas, stay, or I should say, I'm sorry, Cynthia Gauthier, Thor. 20 seconds on the clock, JudgesZone.com. Let's lock in those scores, my bad.
Cynthia Gauthier, Thor, just bringing it on that run. A beautiful slap Willie to start, and she was off to the races, leaving 3 seconds on the clock in that freestyle, but after hitting the backflip, she brought the hammer right here. Scores are locked. The score to beat, 8.301, and the score for Thor is 9.1, and she is the driver to beat. Quebec, Canada in the house. She says merci, takes a top spot. She is the driver to beat. That's Thor.
Well, I am here with a special fan. I got Spencer here, our Make-A-Wish kiddo, and let me tell you what, we are having so much fun. So Spencer's a big fan. It's not loud anymore, Spencer, I promise. We're gonna play Name That Truck. If you watch us on YouTube, Spencer knows exactly what that is. So let's everybody help out Spencer to name that truck. Shout it out if you think you know. Spencer, I think you know who this is. Which truck is that? It swims in the ocean.
Megalodon?
You can barely hear him. A little bit louder, Spencer.
Megalodon?
Oh, he said Megalodon. Is he right? Yeah, Megalodon. High five, Spencer. Yeah, brave kid right here. And guess what? We're getting ready for more Monster Jam. Give me some, Spencer. Yeah.
All right, congratulations, Spencer. He got it right there. That is Megalodon. Now, we've seen breakage back-to-back on these Monster Jam trucks. One with Michael Vaughters Jr. Not qualifying for a time, and then one at the end there with Cynthia Gauthier Thor, and she takes the top spot. Lindsay, what's occurring on those breakage parts right there?
Thanks so much, Ray. Down here, I'm joined by her crew chief. This is Elliot. And, you know, when you're looking from this angle, you can't tell exactly what is broken, but what are you looking at so far, and what kind of recovery time are we looking at?
Yeah, based on the big screen, there's definitely at least a 4-link, maybe a shock or two. I mean, that's light work for us. We got the A-team out here. We're ready to kick butt, and, I mean, that's nothing but 30 minutes to an hour after the show.
Thank you so much for your insight. Monster Jam fans, make some noise for our technicians and Team Thor.
And on come the lights right there, kicking off as this sun sets here in the Gold Coast. That's the people behind the scenes, our UNOH Monster Jam technicians. But out comes the JCB Dirt Squad removing Thor from the track, which means coming up next, this man is coming all the way from San Diego, California, third year in a row competing here in Australia. Began competing in 2023. Give it up for Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron. Halfway through this run for Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron. He's flying around the track. We see him big air, kicking up the dirt. "20 seconds remaining for JCB Digatron. Can he save this? Give me a save, Brandon. He's spinning, he's winning, he's on his feet.
Let's hear it for Brandon Arthur, JCB Digatron. Scoring is open, 20 seconds on the clock. Lock in those scores now.
Jabari, I tell you, I don't know how much more of this I can take between him and Tony. I thought they were both going over, and they were able to save some beautiful saves happening on the track right now. Brandon Arthur just bringing a little bit of a giddy up all the way out here to Australia. The scores coming in for JCB Digatron, an 8.805, a beautiful save. Expert score with a 9.250. Fan score about a point difference. That's good enough for second place in this competition. Thor is hanging on, but getting back to the action. 5-time World Finals champion, Gravedigger. Hits the 8-pack and just holds it steady on those back tires. A technical move, 15 seconds remaining.
Adam Anderson, everybody. Gravedigger. Scoring is open. 20 seconds. Lock in those scores.
Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, bringing it on the track. And I have to say, there was over 30 hours of work done on his truck to get it prepared here for Gold Coast. He tore that truck up last week in Sydney, and he just delivers in that run. So a big shout out to his entire crew and team getting him prepared here in Gold Coast. Scores are locked. Score coming on the board. 9.067, so close, a great run, but Cynthia Gauthier, Thor still hanging on. We get it back to the action on the track from Maumee, Ohio. Charlie Pocken, Megalodon. Nose wheelie right there, technical move, slowing it down halfway through the run. "20 seconds on the clock, and he slows it down just a bit, lining it up, the backflip.
Let's hear for Charlie Pocken, Megalodon. Scoring is open, judgeszone.com. Lock in those scores now.
Beautiful run there from Charlie Pocken. Megalodon leaves 12 seconds on the clock. And of course, having the damage there coming off of the backflips, you see how difficult these maneuvers are for them to pull off. Coming back and boom, there it was. Some damage occurred. So it seems like it's happening on these flips and out there on the track. Scores are locked. A 5th place finish there, 8.253, and a huge point discrepancy there between expert and the fan score, 7.5 and a 9. Let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard here. You see Cynthia Gauthier, Thor, a 9.1. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger with a 9.067. So close to taking out that top spot, but unfortunately unable to take out Cynthia. She is at the top spot. JCB Digatron, Brandon Arthur with a great run at 8.805 after a fantastic save. And Tony Oakes in the 4th place spot with a fantastic save as well. Charlie Pocken, Megalodon at the 5th place spot. Cynthia Gauthier, Thor is at the top. Lindsay, I hear that you might be standing by with her.
You're exactly right, Cynthia. That was an incredible run, and of course, that backflip, a perfect rotation. Had a little breakage, but what did it feel like in the air?
It's been amazing. You know what? I love the energy out here. It's just, I can hear you guys in my Monster Jam truck, and when I hear you guys, I just want to go bigger and faster. So it was pretty fun when I, did the backflip. I could hear the energy, and I know it was gonna be great.
Well, we'll see if that score continues to hold up. Up next, of course, one of your best friends and someone you've been on tour several times with. You've got Barry Musauer, Black Panther. Why should these fans be looking out for that?
You know what? We're just starting. There's some heavy hitter driver right there. So I don't know if I'm gonna hold 1st place, but get ready because we're just starting.
Monster Jam fans, make some noise! Cynthia Gauthier, Thor.
BKT is the official tire of Monster Jam, a one-stop shop for all your off-highway tire solutions with amazing quality and value. Check out the wide selection of BKT tires ranging from ATV to agriculture and giant earth mover tires online at bkttires.com. This man has been competing since 2009. Made his way as a RC driver all the way to Monster Jam and the world record holder for the most donut rotations. It's Bari Musauer, Black Panther. Bari taking an overall event victory last week in their final event. Seeing if he can go back to back. Let's find out. .25 seconds on the clock for Black Panther. He's flying up there on the track, just bouncing around, catching huge air. 10 seconds.
Let's hear it for Bari Musauer, Black Panther. 20 seconds on the clock. Scoring is open.
Take a look there at the replay. Bari was able to catch some huge air. Might have been the driver that's gotten the highest here in this competition so far. He was flying. How will it play out? Cynthia Gauthier-Thor still the driver to beat with the 9.1, and the score for Bari, 7.836. Good enough for sixth place in this competition. And we still have more drivers remaining. Coming up next, she's been competing since 2023. Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash.
Jamie Sullivan, everybody. Sparkle Smash. Scoring is open. JudgesZone.com. Lock in those scores now.
Jamie Sullivan bringing all the moves out there in that run, and a beautiful donut with about 15 seconds on the clock. This should be a strong score. Is it enough to get the top spot? It is up to you. Scores are coming in. 8.465, good enough for fourth place in this competition. Now, fans, I need you to take a look at the video board. We have severe weather, storm activity in the area. Please await further instructions from stadium staff. Thank you for your cooperation.
Monster Jam fans, it's Blake Granger, and it's my turn to freestyle.
Seconds on the clock for El Toro Loco. Blake launching it across this track, bouncing around. Does he have a save? Goes into a sidewall of a bit and lines it up. 15 seconds remaining. Says put it in reverse. And let's go for it. The backflip.
Blake Granger, everybody. El Toro Loco with that smooth back end. JudgesZone.com. Scoring is open now.
How quick was that maneuver? He just went around that track so fast. 90 seconds. Hits it with the flip. Throws it into the parking spot. And you take a look at the board. He takes first place. 9.601. Blake Granger bringing the thunder, bringing the lightning, bringing the energy. But one driver remains. Blake clears the floor. And out comes the 5-time World Finals champion, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Under 50 seconds remaining, halfway through this run. "35 seconds remaining. Ryan Anderson lining it up. Taking flight, goes into a bicycle. 20 seconds remaining. Now he's speeding through this track because he knows he needs a big move. He's trying to line it up. The backflip coming in. He is done. Jabari.
Ryan Anderson, everybody. Son of a digger. Wow. Scoring is openjudgeszone.com. Locking those scores, 20 seconds.
I'm not good at math, but that was crazy. What, 3 minutes we just saw right there? The drivers are flying around. Blake took the lead. He runs off the track, and then we go right to Ryan. He brings in the run at the end. A great run. The score for Son of a Digger is 9.182, which means that's your winner. And Freestyle, Blake Ranger, El Toro Loco. He gets the victory in Freestyle, but was it enough? Your overall event winner, 10 in racing, 6 in Kmart skills, 9 in freestyle, with an overall event total of 25 is the last driver you just saw, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger. Gets it done at the end and gets the victory. And he gets the win. With all of that said, that was ridiculous. Jabari,
yes.
That was insane, buddy.
That was incredible. I love that. Wasn't it great? Gold Coast, you've been incredible. Make some noise if you had a good time.
Craziest finish we've had in a while. We were running all around. Jabari got to the desk, but you know what? That will do it. That is how it's done here at Monster Jam. And we still have one event later today. Feel free to come on back, but for now, that will do it. Be safe on your way home. For myself, I'm Ray. That was Jabari. That was my co-host, Lindsay. And that was Monster Jam. We'll see y'all. Be safe.
The keys in the ignition, so drivers fire your engines. It's a battle to the end. Never give up, no, never give in. It's grit and guts, dirt and dust. Get out your seat and put your hands up. Let's ride, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. That's right. Let's go, this is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter running through your blood, time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster